Okay, so how much of a story can you really tell with just 3 words? Sounds kind of impossible, doesn't it? Well, that's exactly what we're going to try to do today. We're taking this one tiny, super weird piece of online content, and, well, we're going to see if we can solve a whole digital mystery with it.
Okay, here it is. This is all we've got. 3 words. Yo-oh hands. Seriously, that's it. Just let that sit for a second. What on earth could that mean? I know, it sounds like complete nonsense, right? Like a computer just mashed some keys together. But hey, that's the challenge. What story, what possible story could be hidden in those 3 words? That's the puzzle we're digging into.
All right, let's get into it. The investigation officially begins now. And our only piece of evidence? This super cryptic phrase. So, where do you even start with something like this? And we've got our first lead. So we know these words are from a transcript, a YouTube video transcript, from a creator named Austin Sprins. Now, I know what you're thinking. That doesn't sound like a huge deal. But trust me, it's absolutely crucial. It means this isn't just random noise. It's a real person, saying something in a real moment. You know, just like in any good mystery, it's always one clue that just blows the whole case wide open. And we have that clue. This one piece of information is about to completely change everything we think about those 3 words. Think about it. Every YouTube video has a title. It's usually something we just kind of glance at, right? We don't think much about it. But in this case, the title isn't just a title. It's everything. You gotta get this. The title is our key. It's like our Rosetta Stone. It's what's gonna take Yo-Oh hands from being total gibberish and translate it into, well, a really raw, really powerful human reaction. And here we go. The title of the video is I Found Underwater City. Whoa. Suddenly, it all just clicks into place, doesn't it? This isn't just a random phrase anymore. Not at all. It's the sound of someone making an absolutely epic discovery. Okay, so now that we have this amazing context, let's circle back to those original 3 words. Because we're not looking at nonsense anymore. What we're actually analyzing is a genuine human reaction. And this is where it gets really interesting. On one side, you've got this epic promise, right? This huge, almost mythical title. And on the other side, the reality, a simple, kind of messy, totally unfiltered human reaction. The real story is right there in the space between those two things. So let's break it down, word by word. First up, yo. This isn't some thought-out, calculated word. Nope, it's just a pure, primal burst of excitement. You know that sound you make when you see something unbelievable and you just have to get someone else's attention? That's yo. Then we get to oh. And this is the pivot point. This is the exact moment it happens. The discovery. It's that sound of realization. You know, when all that searching finally pays off, it's that little gasp that says, whoa, it's real. And last, we've got hands. Now, this one's a little more mysterious, right? As he throwing his hands up in the air, as he frantically pointing at something, we can't know for sure, but it's clearly a physical thing. It's a gesture that's so strong, it became a word. It really grounds this massive discovery in a physical human action.
Okay, so we've taken all the individual pieces apart. Now it's time to put them back together. Let's see if we can reconstruct the story of that exact moment.
I mean, think about it. From just a handful of words, we can actually pull out a classic 3-act story. You've got the search, right? That's implied by that huge title. Then the discovery, that one single moment where everything changes. And finally, the reaction, that raw, unfiltered human response we just dissected. And you can see here it just maps out perfectly. The huge, ambitious goal, that comes from the title, I Found Underwater City. The big climactic moment, that's all packed into that one little syllable, oh. And that gut reaction, the visceral response, that's yo and hands. The entire story, it's all right there. So what's the big takeaway from all this? I mean, what does it really tell us? Well, this whole little exercise reveals something pretty fascinating about storytelling, and honestly, about how our own brains work. Let's just do a quick recap. We started with 3 words. We added 4 more from the title. That's a grand total of 7 words. And from just 7 words, our minds automatically built a whole story.
A story with ambition, suspense, and that final amazing moment of discovery.
So what does this teach us? Well, first off, context is king. Yo Oh Hands is just random noise, until you add, I found Underwater City, and boom, it has meaning. Second, it shows us that the biggest, most epic stories, they often turn on the smallest, most real human moments. And finally, this whole thing just proves that we are hardwired to find stories. We're like little story-seeking machines, constantly trying to piece together a narrative from whatever clues we can find. And that kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on. We live in an age where we are just drowning in content, right? And yet this tiny 7-word fragment managed to tell us a whole complete story. It really makes you wonder, how much of a story do we really need to get hooked?